We are taught to see the Amazon as the lungs of our planet, a vibrant, peaceful sanctuary of life. But step away from the wide rivers, enter the deep canopy, and the illusion shatters. You find yourself standing inside a beautifully coordinated war zone, an ecosystem that has weaponized evolution to a terrifying degree. Here, the traditional rules of nature do not apply. In this wilderness, a single insect bite can mimic a gunshot wound. The water flowing through the mud can cook you alive in seconds. And predators don't just hunt you, they rewrite your neural behavior from the inside out, stripping away your free will before you die. This is not a paradise. It is a hyper-lethal laboratory of biological engineering. This is the story of the regions humans were never meant to explore. Welcome to the deepest, most hostile pockets of the Amazon. Deep within the Peruvian Amazon, far from the tourist trails and hidden beneath a canopy so dense it blocks the sun, lies a body of water that defies the laws of geology. Its ancient name is Shanai Timpishka, boiled with the heat of the sun. For centuries, scientists dismissed it as a myth, a campfire story told by Spanish conquistadors who claimed to have seen a river that could cook a man alive. But the myth is real. Running for over 6 kilometers through the dense jungle, the river Mayantuyaku reaches temperatures of up to 100 degrees Celsius. That is boiling point. What makes this an evolutionary anomaly is its location. Normally, thermal rivers are fed by active volcanoes, but Mayantuyaku sits over 700 kilometers away from the nearest volcanic zone. It is a biological furnace powered by something entirely hidden beneath the earth. To walk along the banks of Mayantuyaku is to walk the edge of a literal death trap. The air carries a heavy, humid heat, and the water is crystal clear, but deceptive. Any animal that accidentally slips off the muddy banks into the current has no chance of survival. Small mammals, reptiles, and birds are cooked from the inside out within seconds. First, the intense heat destroys their eyes, blinding them. Then, as they gasp for air, the boiling water fills their lungs, causing immediate catastrophic system failure. For the creatures of the jungle, this river isn't a source of life. It is a thermal barrier, a moving wall of superheated liquid that cleaves the forest in two. Yet, where life should be entirely extinguished, the Amazon reveals its true genius. When astrobiologists took samples from the boiling sediment of the riverbed, they found something impossible. Thriving in water that would instantly dissolve human tissue were entirely new species of extremophile bacteria. These microorganisms don't just tolerate the boiling heat, they require it to survive. They possess specialized proteins and enzymes that remain stable under extreme thermal stress, structures so unique that NASA has studied them to understand how life might exist in the hydrothermal vents of icy moons like Europa. The deadliest river in the Amazon is not a dead zone. It is a cradle for a different kind of life entirely. But as we move away from the boiling waters and back into the shadows of the trees, the dangers cease to be environmental. They become acutely calculated. As we step away from the scalding banks of the boiling river, the dangers of the Amazon shift from geology to biology. In the undergrowth of the deepest canopy lives an organism that holds a terrifying title: the deliverer of the most painful sting in the animal kingdom. This is Paraponera clavata, the bullet ant. Named because those who have been stung claim the sensation is identical to being shot by a gun. Unlike a honeybee, which stings defensively and dies, the bullet ant is a calculated warrior. Its weapon is a neurotoxin known as ponerotoxin. When injected into a target, this chemical blocks the central nervous system's ability to shut off pain signals. It forces human pain receptors into a permanent state of electrical overload, causing uncontrollable shaking, blindness, and excruciating agony that lasts for 24 uninterrupted hours. It is an evolutionary masterstroke, a weapon that inflicts maximum torment without causing permanent physical damage, completely neutralizing any threat to the colony. But in the Amazon's deadliest zone, physical pain is only the beginning. There is a predator lurking in the soil that doesn't want your flesh. It wants your mind. This is Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, the zombie ant fungus. When a microscopic spore of this fungus lands on an ant, it doesn't kill it right away. Instead, it slowly grows through the exoskeleton, infiltrating the insect's brain and flooding its nervous system with specialized chemicals. What follows is a real-life horror story. The fungus strips away the ant's free will. It forces the hijacked host to leave its colony, climb exactly 25 centimeters up a nearby plant stem, and bite down with death grip force on the underside of a leaf facing north-northwest. This precise location provides the perfect temperature and humidity for the fungus to complete its cycle. Once anchored, the fungus consumes the ant's internal organs, finally sprouting a macabre fruiting body directly through the ant's skull to rain millions of new spores down onto the unsuspecting trails below. It is a level of psychological and biological manipulation that seems entirely alien. But the canopy isn't the only place where monsters rewrite the rules of combat. To find the true titans of the dark, we must follow the water into the flooded shadows. In the flooded forests of the Amazon, the ground disappears for months at a time. The water here is stained a deep ink-like black by decaying jungle vegetation, creating a mirror world where visibility drops to absolute zero just inches below the surface. This is the realm of the black caiman. Growing up to 16 feet in length and weighing over 800 pounds, it is the undisputed apex predator of the Amazon basin. In these black waters, the caiman possesses a terrifying evolutionary advantage. Its dark, armored skin absorbs virtually all light, rendering it entirely invisible in the shadows. It doesn't hunt by sight. Instead, its jaws are lined with thousands of microscopic sensory pits that detect the faintest pressure waves in the water. A fish swimming 100 feet away or a mammal drinking at the edge creates a vibration. To the caiman, the pitch-black river isn't dark, it is a map of physical coordinates. It strikes with a force that can crush a jaguar's skull, proving that in this zone, what you can't see isn't just dangerous, it's lethal. But the black caiman isn't the only creature utilizing the dark water as a sensory grid. Sharing these exact same ink-black tributaries is a predator that doesn't just navigate the darkness, it charges it. The Amazon's deadliest zones are home to the newly discovered Electrophorus voltai, a species of giant electric eel capable of discharging a staggering 860 volts of electricity. In the low-visibility black water, traditional hunting is impossible. So, the eel turns its entire environment into an electric web. As it glides through the flooded roots, it emits low-voltage pulses to map its surroundings, acting as a biological sonar. But when it detects prey, it triggers its main battery. The 860-volt discharge creates a localized electrical storm that instantly paralyzes every fish within a several-meter radius. It is a weapon of mass incapacitation, an artillery strike in a world of absolute shadow, allowing the eel to vacuum up its helpless frozen victims without firing a single physical shot. Why do we venture into these spaces? Why do scientists risk the flesh-melting waters of Mayantuyaku, the blinding agony of the bullet ant, or the invisible jaws of the black caiman? Because the Amazon's deadliest zones hold the keys to our own survival. This environment is a brutal, 5-million-year-old biological arms race. To survive here, plants and animals have been forced to design the most complex, highly targeted molecules on Earth. This is the pharmacy of the void. Today, over 25% of all modern Western medicines are derived from rainforest plants and toxins. Yet science has analyzed less than 1% of the canopy's biodiversity. The paralyzing venom of the bullet ant is being cracked open to decode the future of chronic pain management. The heat-resistant enzymes of the boiling river are rewriting the boundaries of bioengineering. The deadliest pockets of our planet are not barren wastelands of cruelty. They are the most valuable medical libraries in existence, and we are burning them before we can even read the pages. The deadliest zones of the Amazon remind us of a profound truth. Nature does not design for human comfort. It designs for balance. The violence of the river, the horror of the parasite, and the power of the apex predator are all moving parts in a flawless, hyper-connected engine of life. But this cradle of hostile evolution is changing faster than we can map it. The boundaries are shifting, and the secrets hidden in the dark are fading away. If you want to see what happens when life is pushed to an even greater physical extreme, click right here to watch our full documentary on the Toxic Cave, a subterranean alien world where animals abandon the sun entirely to breathe lethal sulfur. Thank you for exploring the absolute edge of biology with Wild Fact Lab. Your curiosity is what keeps these expeditions alive. Drop a comment below letting me know which of these Amazonian anomalies you would least want to face in the dark. Hit that like button and subscribe to join our next journey into the impossible. Stay curious, stay aligned. I'll see you in the next video.